Well, Happy New Year and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming out to our community, Greater Asbury Park Community Development Initiative. I am Reverend Lyda Lakins from the Miami County Prosecutor's Office, the Community Liaison for the Prosecutor's Office, and I somehow got the floor to be able to open up, but this is co-chaired by the Prosecutor's Office and the Mayor of Asbury Park, so I'm going to let them welcome and open it and introduce themselves and so forth.
Lydell, thank you. And I was asked to make sure everybody knows this is being filmed by APTV because I guess it's the John Moore rule. Like they forgot to tell me once, and I said something like, bleep that out. So.
It's got full editorial power.
And it's easier if anybody wants to speak later to get up to the microphone in the back because it's easier for the camera person to like focus on you that way instead of searching the audience. We could have had a hand mic. We're not doing that. And again, as Lydell said, Happy New Year to everybody. This is first meeting of 2020. Looking forward to a fantastic year in the Greater Asbury Park area in conjunction with the Prosecutor's Office and all of you, which is the most important thing. And I would like to take this time to introduce our new city manager, Donna Vieira, and I forgot to tell her about this, and she has a 10:30 conference call, so she can spend a couple minutes with her, introduce herself, and maybe take a couple questions. But again, Donna Vieira, our new city manager.
Thanks, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. As the Mayor said, my name is Donna Vieira. I live here in Asbury Park for about 4 years now. Grew up in the area, so it's kind of like I've come back home. I love this city. I've been here about 2 months now, and it's been a wonderful experience. The staff that works here, that works with the residents and our businesses, they are so dedicated. They go above and beyond. Unfortunately, every day we get questions that we say no to, and we get some angry people, but we endeavor to do the right thing. I just learned about this organization a little while ago. Like the mayor said, he kind of forgot to tell me about it. So I apologize. I'll get this on my calendar going forward so I can spend more time with you all. But in speaking with the prosecutor and the reverend and the mayor, this is a great program. I really didn't know much about it, so I'm looking forward to working with everyone. I'm in the office upstairs. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you and meet you. So thank you.
Yeah, so Happy New Year to everyone. Again, Chris Decker from the Prosecutor's Office. I think obviously it's great to be here. Thanks for hosting, Mayor. Looking forward to a good and very quiet 2020 in the city of Asbury Park and in Neptune, knock on wood. It's nice to have everyone back, hopefully reinvigorated. We're looking for great things. We have some new faces in the crowd. I know Chris Hill and his team, retired sergeant from Howell Township Police Department, is working on bringing a PAL program into here, which I think we'll touch upon at some point later, but welcome to any and all new faces. It's good to have you here. Obviously, we haven't met in a little while, and I know that Lydell and I have been talking. I know he's talked to Mayor Moore about trying to reinvigorate some of the things, trying to get we did put together an executive board in the past that we're looking to sort of reinvigorate just to get our organization a little more active. We have some ideas, because obviously we have some great resources. We have some great people that are here working with us over the course of the last, I guess now it's almost 9 years. Yeah. So, I'm going to try to get Tom Youth to make a guest appearance at one of these things. Yeah. But again, we're going to move forward. We're going to try to do this as short and to the point. We don't want to waste anyone's time. We want to look towards action, trying to get things done, work on the programs that have worked, get rid of the ones that haven't, and try to look forward towards some new ideas. So if anyone has any new ideas for the group, please either bring it up today or email any one of us. Donna, it's great to have you here. Welcome. Obviously you live here, so I don't want to say welcome to the city, but welcome to the job. It's good to have you, and we look forward to working with you, for the next several years, hopefully. So, that being said, we wanna go forward with the agenda?
So just really quickly, for Donna, before she has to run out, could we just go around and just introduce ourselves? And it will help for those who are in the room to know who's here, what agency you represent, and so forth. Just very quickly, popcorn, if we could, and we'll just kind of come from the front and work our way to the back.
Okay, I'm Tarika Jones. I'm a community nurse. I'm a former employee of the city,
Okay.
and known to be good or bad depending on who you talk to.
That's a good introduction of yourself. Yes, very good introduction of her.
Okay.
Well,
Nice to meet you.
Good morning, I'm Don Clayton. I'm a member of the City Council of Asbury Park and on the board of the African American Musical Heritage Project.
Hi, I'm Sue Chapman, Asbury Park Social Service. Also do the community e-newsletter that goes around to the community as well.
Good morning, my name is Lisa Hayes Evans. I work at the Mercy Center. I am a counselor and a fatherhood coordinator.
Good morning, everybody. Arlene Vieira Cruz. I'm a victim witness advocate with the Mercy Center.
Good morning. I am Luis Velasquez, voluntario, Mercy Center.
He's a volunteer for the Mercy Center.
awesome.
I'm Pastor Jackie Burgess, Gilmore House.
I'm Kim Sambade. I work at Coastal Habitat for Humanity.
Heather Schultz, also Coastal Habitat. I'm Shannon, Community Affairs and Research Center.
Carl Sims. I run the Asbury Park Police Athletic League boxing program. Quiet as it's kept, we have a police athletic league program here in Asbury. We've had one for 10 years now.
Kate McCarthy, Coordinator for the Prevention Coalition of Monmouth County.
Hi there, good morning everyone. I'm Michelle Gladden. I'm a local community journalist, work as Communications Director for Interfaith Neighbors and Executive Director of the Asbury Park Arts Council.
I know you just walked in, but we just introducing ourselves, so you walked in at a great time.
Perfect time. Dr. Christy Howard, Director of Student Services for the Asbury Park School District.
Liza DeJesus, Director of Prevention First.
Laura Grinelli, Neptune Township Board of Education.
Trudy Syfax, AP Planning Board, and some other stuff.
That's a good introduction of her too.
Chris Hill, Mom's Ocean Police Athletic, President of National Police Athletic.
I'm Jeff Mayfield, I'm also with the new Police Athletic League, and I'm a former police officer retired out of Howell and former township manager.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Hi, I'm Tori Stagg, and I also work with the Monmouth Ocean Police Athletic League.
And I'm the young and handsome version, Chris Hill.
That's a good description of him.
He's just stating the obvious.
Michael Casey, Asbury Park Police Department.
Samad Exempt, pastor of Second Baptist Church, and also the program director for the Soar Program with Interfaith Neighbors.
Dan Beck was in County.
Darlene Johnson from the Asbury Park Library.
And I'm Nina Sumlin, and I have about 13 different titles.
And that sums her up about right too. That's good. We just introduced ourselves, so you walked in at the right moment.
Oh, I apologize. We came from a Martin Luther King program this morning.
Oh, awesome.
Vina from VNA Central Jersey Community Health Centers.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
The one thing too, I want to indicate, I know many of you were there, but in December, the Attorney General was down for a listening session at St. Stephen Church. The gracious Pastor Johnson allowed us to use his facility for that program. And I know a lot of you were there, a lot of people asked questions. It was the first time I've ever heard you introduce yourself in a meeting like that and not refer to yourself as the hood nurse. It was the first time ever. I mean, we were shocked. We were shocked. I mean, I was just a little bit. I was a little
disappointed too. I was disappointed.
You had great questions. It just.
Well, Mr. Attorney General already knows.
I'm sure you're on the radar. But I thought it was a great program. I mean, the Attorney General obviously, you know, was there. He was open to answering any and all questions. And I thought it was a nice program. It was nice the fact that they had reached out to us and sought out Asbury Park and Neptune in order to come out and do this. I know it was something that, you know, they were really interested in doing. So hopefully we'll have them back at some point. But I know we work a lot with their team out there. So just wanted to mention that.
So not to read, I don't want to read through your packet that you have here, but if I could just state the obvious of our mission and the goal of this group is really to prevent juvenile crime and promote positive outcome for youth. And that's what we've been working through over the years, and we try to be very action-oriented initiative. With that being said, I don't want to belabor the hour. I'd like to jump right into exactly the heart of what we're doing and what we like to focus on in this new up-and-coming this year. Previously, if you look on your agenda, the items that you see there, our police chaplaincy program, which is really strong. We just added one more pastor to our chaplaincy program, and it's growing really and doing very well here in Asbury Park. But I'm proud to say that from this program really spawned some other programs, and Red Bank just came online, Long Branch, all from this CDI program, chaplaincy program. They're kind of coming out and developing theirs and seeing how powerful it worked here, and they consulted even some of our police department, some of the individuals from our police department on how this work with our youth and so forth. Originally, we did have to work with the station house adjustment program and different things, but I won't say to the success of the chaplaincy program. I'll say to the success of all the things that are going within citywide. The station house adjustment program hasn't been necessary in Asbury Park. Okay. And if you don't know, the station house adjustment program is simply, I guess, a alternative program that helps our juveniles or individuals that did minor offenses do community service and so forth. And so things are going a little bit better than they were when we first started this program, and that's great to say. And so we're continuing that chaplaincy program. Our youth career development program, we're still trying to figure out the footing for that for this year. We realize that so many people, the Boys and Girls Club and different people have programs already, and one that we're going to highlight today, which is the Soar Program, are already functioning. So the task of this group is not to create something new, but to strategize with those who are in the room and collaborate our services to make them stronger. And that's the effort that we want to do here, and that's going to be one of the goals for us to focus on. So I'll introduce that shortly. Our Super Safe Summer, of course, is a staple one-time event that we're going to be that we've been doing for years, and it's been really good. It was very successful this past year, and we're looking forward to begin the planning process of that. And then let me jump to what's actually here so we don't belabor too long. We have two major programs that we're looking to that are already functioning, but we want to get behind as a coalition to really push and help develop and get the marketing of it out there, which is the Soar Program and our new PALS program that's from HOW, but that we'd like to initiate and make stronger here. We have a PALS program here, but we want to make it stronger, and we'd like for this group to get behind it and to hopefully, we need volunteers and several things that you'll hear that are necessary. And so first, I'll let Pastor Samaj get up and just share about the SOAR program and what we can do as a group to help further what's going on there through the SOAR program. Yeah.
Samaj, either here or the back microphone.
You come right here, either one.
This way you're facing everybody.
Yeah, you can see it.
That works.
Big table.
Temporary
resident, you know. But good morning. Thank you all for this opportunity to talk about a wonderful program that is really changing the lives of some of the young adults in our community. So the SOAR program is a program developed by Interfaith Neighbors. Out of the Seeing the Gap from their Cooler program, right? They have a wonderful Cooler Cafe, which takes in youth, and those youth they're trained on how to, in front of the house, back of the house, restaurant skills and things.
But those youth, when they leave the cooler program, they only go into entry-level jobs. And anybody who's worked the entry-level job knows that that's hardly enough. You hardly make enough to survive, especially as everything keeps going up and up and up. And so what was noticed was that we need to get some of our young people and young adults beyond entry-level positions into something, into a career where there's upward mobility. And so that's what the Soar Program does. That it's not a program for everybody, and we stress that this is not a one-size-fits-all, but it's for only those specific individuals who are internally motivated, who are coachable, and who know that they want to improve their lives by working in a career, especially with upward mobility. And so the Soar Program is an intensive program that has two sections to it. The first part is the 8-week section where we train them in professional development and competency skills, and we really pull out of them what they need to be a successful employee. And then the second portion of it is if they complete the first portion, they get earned tuition-free scholarship to certification. And so for a specific high growth career, and that's very important, right? We only address high growth careers and high demand. Yeah, high growth is the term, or we would call it in demand, right? Jobs. And so the career paths that we have currently are medical for PCT with EKG and phlebotomy, and they have national certification. Also medical coding and billing. We have computer tech or IT. We also have auto tech and CDL. And some of our programs, the computer tech, IT, CDL, and auto tech are done in conjunction with Brookdale. That's where they get their certifications, and Brookdale has created or is creating a specific training module just for the Soar Program. But the wonderful thing is, in working with Brookdale, is that when we came in and said, this is the model we need, they feel it like, oh, this is something that we can now open to all of our, to anybody who wants to attend. And that's been a great thing. So here's some of the key highlights about Soar Program. It's not a long program. It is 6 months, right? You get 8 weeks of training, and then 12 weeks of your certification, and you're out the door. We ask that they are with us. So you're 36 hours a week. So we give them a weekly stipend. We provide wraparound services, right? So if they have a child, we provide daycare. If they have find legal issues, we'll talk about how we can resolve those. If they have expungement, I know exactly who to call. And it's a wonderful program. So for example, we're interviewing now for our third cohort. Those who have gone through the first cohort, they came in and they finished the program, and in 6 months they were making 300% more than what they were making 6 months ago when they entered. And not only that financially, but their personality, their dress. And I just think, and she lets me tell her story with Michaela, who went to Asbury Park High School, graduated, had a horrible IEP from there. But we saw something in her that she was ready and fit for this program. And so she came in, she was sulking, head down, withdrawn, didn't really pay too much attention, had a hat over her head, and she just sat in the class like this. But as we continue to pour into her, and as we continue to teach confidence and let her know that she is one worthy, right, to be in to have better, that she can do better, her whole confidence and demeanor changed. One day Michaela shocked all of us. We didn't know who she was. She came in, makeup, new hairstyle, smiling. We didn't know she had so much eyeballs. I mean, it was absolutely amazing, right? And it was that transformation that occurred when she had people who she knew cared about her. She was in this intense environment, yes, and she held her own. She was the only girl with all these boys, right? But she held her own, and she shined, and she is working now, like I say, she's one of them, making 300% more than she did, and this was all in 6 months. So it's a real intentional program. One thing that is a key factor for us is that they get success coaches. And not just for the time they're in the program, but the success coaches make a 24-month commitment so that we're with you throughout the program, that's 6 months, but then also as you are in your career and helping you deal with the feedback from a supervisor or helping you to understand, how to maybe apply for another job and get promotions and things of that nature. Or even with one person, we helped negotiate a contract, right? It was like, you interviewed 2 different places. One place he loved, but a lower rate. The other place he didn't want to go to, but a higher rate. And so, we were able to help him put those 2 together to say, so now he's working in a place that he loves with the higher rate. And so we're really hands-on. It's intensive. It's exhausting sometimes. But all throughout the training, let me say this last 2 things. We also provide transportation to the certifications. So all the training, the first portion of the training is done at Second Baptist Church, and we have 2 wonderful teachers. But then the second portion is the certification, and we provide certification to there. So our medical and PCT and medical billing and coding, all of that's done with Advantage Career Medical and Dental School in Eatontown. So we provide transportation back and forth, and then also we provide them breakfast and lunch, right? Because they can't learn, can't study if they don't have any food to eat. And so, we provide them while they're training at Second Baptist. They get breakfast and lunch, of course, from Cooler across the street. But then during the certification, we give them, we used to give them gift cards. Now we're just going to give them money, extra money in their paychecks to purchase food for them to eat. And so, we do that, and it's incentive based, and in some ways, right? We give bonuses. Let me tell one more story, then I'll be done. Yeah. Oh.
I really just would love for you to just touch on what the SOAR, the 8-week program of soft skills training, because you guys did an amazing job writing that curriculum.
Yeah.
And what you do with those kids is not to be underscored.
Yeah. So we cover everything from learning how to fail, right, to dress. We have a partnership with Lunch Break, and we take them in the beginning to get business casual attire, which they're required to wear during the training, and then we take them again closer to the end to get dress clothes for interviews. And so we teach them how to dress, teach them do all the Microsoft programs, right? They get trained in that, conflict resolution, active listening. It's 42 different modules that they receive during those 8 weeks. We do team building, and a lot of our team building is really fun, and I love it because my wife and I are fans of like escape rooms where you got to figure out how to get out. Yeah, but they're a great team building, and it's really awesome because you get to put them under a whole lot of pressure. It's like, you got to go, and I'm in there, come on, we got to get it. And they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. But it's a lot of fun. But it's a great team building activity. But it's a lot of things that for those of us who grew up with professional parents or professional models in our lives, we take for granted, right? We, just something as simple as eye contact or, shaking hand, have firm handshake. Some of the stuff we just don't think about. They have no exposure to it, and so it's brand new. We also teach budgeting. We do budgeting every week because finance is just something that people just don't get. And I'm really excited now. We're bringing in different experts that are going to be doing some stuff with budgeting. So that's going to be really cool. We're also partnering with a professor from Monmouth University who will be doing some interpersonal stuff. We also do this one thing that's really cool. Donna Ahern, she helps them discover their learning styles. And let me tell you how powerful of an experience that is. When they were going through the hour and a half, conversation to discover their learning style, they were in that time crying because they were like, for the first time, I feel somebody understands me, right? Just to know that this is how I learn, this is who I am, this is how I process things, and to know that that's okay was huge for them. And so we do those, those type of things, all within the 8-week program, in addition to check-ins and where we and we deal with everything, not just what's going on in the training, but even what's going on at the home, right? We've had to mediate boyfriend, girlfriend drama, sibling mess, stuff between the mom, the mothers and the daughters. I mean, it's wild. So all right, I said 2 stories. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. So just because of the wonder of this program that, I'm really excited about it, if you can't tell. One is about Michelle, who she came in. Michelle spent countless amount of time every morning with putting on, cake and makeup on her face, had the wig just right, had make sure that the horse and her polo shirt matched the Jordan on her tennis shirt. She spent countless amount of time making sure her outer appearance was pristine, but she was broken and fractured on the inside. If you were to meet Michelle today, she is a beautiful girl, but she's hardly wearing makeup if she's wearing it. She's still she's still dressing the part, but she has a different posture, right? She is not, before she had all that stuff on, and one time during the summertime, I don't know why she even put on what she had on, because everything was exposed, but now she's modest and, and she respects herself, which is a large thing. And then want to tell the story of Ikira, who came in, right? She has a young child, and we were figuring out, why is it that why is you sluggish in the morning and you're slow throughout the day? And one of our check-ins, she said, I'm not sleeping well. And we're like, well, why are you not sleeping well? She said, because I'm sharing a bed with my son, and my 2-year-old son, and he keeps kicking me in the back, and I just can't sleep. And so we bought her a Tyler bed, right? Bought her son a Tyler bed. So he sleeps in the Tyler bed. He loves it. She has come in, and her whole demeanor has changed, has turned around. And so for the ones who are in training right now, they are excelling, and they'll be done in February 5th. They'll be done with their certification, which is exciting. And then we are now interviewing, just plug for the next one, we're interviewing for the next cohort. We're looking to run at least 2 cohorts, this year. Again, maybe 3, it all depends on the certification. But if you all know anybody who's interested, the requirements that you heard me, inner motivation, right, coachable, ready to improve their lives and to go into career, have to have a high school diploma or its equivalent. And that's because of what certifications require. And then, and that's pretty much it. But they have to fill out on these handouts that you receive. On the bottom, you see it says interested in learning more. There's a website there to fill out the interest form. And that then helps me to get in contact with them, right? So that they can begin the process, the intake process. And like I said, it's not a program for everybody, but for those who it is for, it's great. And we are somewhat limited by capacity of finances, right? So as soon as one of you wonderful people write us a $2 million check from your personal bank account, yeah.
I think we all can use that one.
Right.
So
we'll be good to go. We could take everybody who comes in and really help them. But yes, a great program, and I'm appreciative of the time.
Okay. Questions?
No age restriction.
18 and at least 18. Yes. Mhm. Yes.
Is there anyone helping them get GEDs?
No. You would need a GED before you get to our program.
That's why I'm asking. Anybody at Asbury Park helping who still has a program that they just put the information out? It's how expensive
It's free. Yeah, because we get referrals from Brookdale, and who will send their the individuals who complete the GED. Because matter of fact, one of our teachers also teaches for the GED, the Brookdale GED program. So she refers students. Yeah.
Thank you for doing real comprehensive
Yeah.
That's a hood.
Silos,
It's a mouthful.
halfway pieced together stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Any other? Go ahead.
Yeah.
What if the person, okay, they not sure what career field, do you also like a career assessment with them so they can kind of see what area they would be better at?
During the intake process, yes. And if it's something we offer, that'd be great. If it's not, we'll direct them to resources where they can hopefully, get into that career field. Yeah.
Other than money, is there any other needs? Assistance?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, there's a lot of, the VNAs here, there's several different collaborative resources here. And I think, one of the things that's great here is because of all these individuals in the room, if there's a way that we can, some of them might have a grant to meet, whatever, but if there's a way for us to collaborate with you regarding what you're doing, I think in the room is some really great individuals. So is that?
Yeah, so two ways. One is if one of the seminars that we run, the modules, we have interviewing and networking. And so we're always looking for people to help do some mock interviews and also to create a network simulator session, which is exposing to different people and gets them that experience. Another way is if you're interested, if you have a specific skill that on the spectrum of professional development, and we probably already have a module for it, but we love to substitute our modules for those who are experts, right? So if you have those skills and would like to share that with them, let me know. And I think my contact information is yes, it is. It's on the bottom of the on the front card that you can contact me and we'll figure out how to work you in there. So we always looking for experts because we've written the modules and we did research and everything else, but there's nothing like people who are actually hands-on in doing it. Yes.
I have a question about the success coaching. What is the requirement for that, the person to follow them for the 2 years?
Yeah, so the requirement for the success coach is that that you're just willing to be in contact with these individuals, right? That we do, yes, that you have professional experience and have something to offer, right? So we do need success coaches. So if you're interested in that, and it's typically it's after the first, after they come through, we'll have introduce you throughout the program, the 6 months, but then it's really afterwards. And so what we ask about success coaches is that during the first year, that there are 2 touches a month, right? So be it text, phone call, or sit down for lunch or coffee or something. And then, after that, then the second year, at least 1 touch a month. Just encourage them to talk to them, find out where you are, what you're doing, that type of thing, letting them know that you care. So if you are willing to be a success coach, we need success coaches. And would ask that you please email me and let me know. Yes.
Lewis would like me to ask, is there like a follow-up after the 6 months?
Yeah,
monitoring or
yeah,
trying to see how they're doing if they're struggling.
Yeah, we give intentional 18 months after that. So 6 months and then 18 months for a total 24 months that we're with, connected with them. But so yeah, yes, Sylvia. Hey.
So the chamber we can integrate with whatever we need as far as like the
That's what we're talking about.
And I can
This is it.
mock interview all day long.
Great. Love it. We will have you do that.
I reach out to my board members and which got a really diverse board of different professions in retail and hospitality and such, and then even the rest of our membership, if you need
Awesome.
maybe some of them might have some interest in doing coaching. We're all very cost driven.
Yeah.
So if that would help at all, I will probably see you this weekend at Home Sense.
Right. Don't tell our secrets. What's between you and me? Yeah, that'll work. We'll do that. Thanks, Sylvia. We will definitely be in contact.
Thank you. It could have been worse.
I know.
She could have saw you somewhere else.
I know.
Yeah, that's okay, Pastor.
Right.
You're all right. Thank you. So once we want to thank Pastor Samaj for introducing this program. One of the things, the reason why I wanted him to come up is these are the things I think for this group that we can stand behind. I share with them, really to kind of get this in front of us so that we can kind of stand behind it and push it. And those that are in the room, that if you see where your organization may fit in, even from the VNA standpoint, I just went to a function where they shared all their services from a health perspective. Their integration is so close, and I think because we don't know what everyone's doing, sometimes we don't know how we plug into programs that would oftentimes meet either your grant proposal or whatever you're trying to accomplish in your own right. If we kind of unite our services, we'll be able to kind of, we're dealing with pretty much the same people on several different aspects. So it'd be great if we can kind of do that. So thank you so much again.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next is Chris Hill, the other one. He's going to share a little bit about the PALs and what we want to do here. We met with Carl, and want to talk about how we can integrate this as a tool from this group, and to kind of push it and to hopefully make this a successful program in the Neptune Asbury area.
I feel like I got it. It's always humbling to go after a pastor. Thanks a lot. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I get abused by my son.
Story of my life.
I get abused by my son. Then I got to go after a pastor who spoke well of an excellent program. But I'm excited to be here. And first, let me just say this, because this is the most important thing about this conversation. We're here to collaborate, not compete.
Amen. That's good.
We need to look at the focus of the youth in this community, right? So those of us who know Asbury, when we say Asbury, we mean Neptune. And when we say Neptune, we mean Asbury, right? So if I say Asbury, I'm talking collectively, everybody. So I've always been that guy to be that one in the room to ask a question. So I'm just gonna take you back in time a little bit. 1993, I was at the NBA All-Star Weekend. They had a lunch for the players, mothers, and wives, a luncheon. The door was open. It didn't say I couldn't come in. I didn't have a ticket, but there was an empty seat. So I sat down and I listened and I was paying attention, and I was getting the stink eye, like, why is this guy in here? But they welcomed me, so it was good. But one of the speakers got up and spoke about mentors and said that a coach couldn't be a mentor. And that didn't sit well with me. And even though I wasn't supposed to be in the room, I raised my hand in this room, about 500 people. And I said, can I just ask a question? How can a coach not be a mentor? And so we went back and forth for a few, and then another lady stood up, and she was the next speaker. And she spoke for a while, and then afterwards she said, can I talk to you? And her name was Marion Wright Edelman. She's the founder of the Children's Defense Fund. So 2 weeks after that, I get a call from the White House. And my staff tell me, my secretary at the police department says, you have a call from the White House? And I go, yeah, right. She goes, no, they want you to call back. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I got a call from the White House. It was, believe it or not, it was chief of staff for the president. And they asked me to come to this meeting. So I went to this meeting, and I was appointed to the Children's Defense Fund Black Community Crusade because of a comment or a question that I had. And so that taught me something. That taught me that if you don't get, you don't ask. Right? And if you're not willing to help, you shouldn't put yourself out there. So there was no way I was going to let this opportunity slide. So I went and I got involved. But my thing is I want to help all kids, no matter where they come from. So I've been able to stay there in the DC landscape for a long time. I'm still there now. I was appointed to the task force. The new task force I'm on right now is called Building Resiliency in Houses of Faith-Based Worship. So we travel the world teaching churches how to stay safe. How crazy is that we have to have that conversation this time, right? And we're going around talking about bringing guns to church. Never thought I would have to do that. But I'll digress because that's not why I'm here. So anyway, I've had the opportunity because I was also appointed to a task force under President Obama called Engaging Communities. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, I want you to go out and teach law enforcement officers how to deal with kids. And teach kids how to deal with law enforcement officers. So we used to have a slogan that was cops and kids. but we need to call the kids and cops, because we had to put the kids first. Too many times we were putting the cops first. You know, I'm the boss, I got a badge, you listen to what I say. But if you take time out and listen to the kids, you'll understand what their needs are. So I was fortunate enough to do that. Became the president of the National PAL. Under the presidency of the National PAL, I get to travel the world and deal with communities. And so at the Asbury CAN meeting that I met when I first met Lydell, and I was there and I heard everyone in here speak, the passion coming out of Carl and Teresa and everyone else that was there that night. I wanted to say a lot, but I wanted to listen and see, because I want to tell you what we don't have and we don't want. So I do a lot of work with professional sports, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. And we do this clinic, basketball clinics in major cities. And we're bringing one here, just so you know. But it's not just about basketball. We use that as a draw to get the kids in. But there's 6 stations, 3 on the court, 3 in classrooms. In those classrooms, we empower them to become accountable, teach them leadership skills, and teach them how to take care of, become self-sustainable. So that's just the draw. But we've done this in 3 places, 2 places that come to mind, Chicago and Detroit, and the same thing happened. So we had a room of 35 young men between the age of 16 and 18 from different parts of the city, and I asked 3 questions. How many of you knew somebody that's been shot and killed in the last year? And they all raised their hand. And I asked, how many of you know a shooter? And they all raised their hand. And the last question was, how many of you expected to make it to age 25? And not one of them raised their hand. We can't have that. That is unacceptable. So we don't have that here, and we don't want to have it here. So how do we stop that? By doing this. When I heard about this, I had to be there. And then after talking to Lydell and Chris, and listening to the passion of everyone that night, and understanding that collectively what we can do to save these kids. I mean, I can come up here and throw names at y'all, and people go, ooh, wow. Colin Powell's a PAL kid. Muhammad Ali's a PAL kid. Alicia Keys is a PAL kid. I can keep going, because there's a lot. Will Smith is a PAL kid. I can just keep going. But how do we take these kids that we deal with every day and make them successful so that they can be productive citizens of society, and that they can hand down and turn Asbury Park back to what it was when I was a kid. See, I grew up in how our summer vacation was coming to Asbury Park. Easter Sunday on the boardwalk with your suit on. What? Listen. They don't know about that, right? They don't know about that. Listen. We used to dress like Lydell still dress. Y'all know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yesterday he had on a baby blue pea coat. I'm like, go ahead with the bastard. But you know, but we ain't gonna talk about that because Chris gave him a run for his money. But
Can I just say that this suit looked a lot darker when I bought it? I'm just saying.
I did tell him this morning. Not everybody can pull off that blue. So, but you understand what I'm saying? If they understood the real history of Asbury Park, the real history of this area, and all the people who've been successful who come out of this area, they too can do that. But if they can't see it, they don't know they can achieve it. So it's up to us to make them see it. And so how we just want to do that, we're getting them young. What you don't know, Mama's Ocean Powell's been running for 3 years already. We've run 3 summer camps for free inside the Neptune Housing Authority. We're getting them young. And we're getting them now so that we want to talk to them about when you get upset, you can talk it out. You don't have to fight it out. If you want to see something, if you want to have difference, we introduce them to difference. We took kids to the Monmouth Reservoir. Not a big trip, but to them, you thought they went to Disney because they had never seen it. So if we want them to have better, we got to show them better. And show them better means collectively working together, collaborating, all of us. You know what? I wanted to do, and we talked about, I can show you, we're going to do all this career development. Guess what? And when they turn 17, I'm directing them to you. You know? And I'm directing them to Carl over there. So what we're going to do, we met with Carl yesterday, and I have to tell him. So we went in, and he think we was invading his space. He jumped me yesterday. He jumped me yesterday. He was like, we have a PALS program. I'm like, yo, easy. Pump the brakes, all right? I'm on your team. Back in the back, Boys and Girls Club. I got you. We're on the same, we're trying to save lives. That's what we all collectively have to do. So how we do that? We do that by collaborating, working together, and realizing that if there's a service that you need and somebody's already doing it, direct them there. Because then they're gonna direct back. Let's work together, let's not fight each other. And let's do all these things. From the PAL perspective, we come with grant money. Sometimes, just like Lydell said, I need to partner with somebody to share that grant money to put it around. Because if you know anything about government grants today, it's all about who you collaborate with. It's not about individuals. It's all, I got hand waving going in the back. Yeah. But it's all about collaboration. You know what's exciting to me? That Asbury Park Police is sitting in this room.
That's good.
Because if we don't include the police, we got a serious uphill battle. So, but what we need to do is introduce the kids to the fact that they too can understand why law enforcement does what they do. Because if you don't understand, I'm a retired police officer. Just so you know, I'm not plugging it yet because it's not finished, but I wrote a book. And in that book, I talk about how we respond to calls, not responding to the call mentally. That's how we respond to the call, and what an officer has to go through. So if the kids understand that, then they can understand that they too could one day be in that police car in the front seat, not in the back. And why that officers respond in a certain way, because respect goes in both directions. So we have to teach that. And again, by having someone here from the police department, thank you for coming in, because I'm sure you'll take this information back. And then having the blessings of the Monmouth County Sheriff and the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office here to make sure that officers are being held accountable. That's what it's all about. So now that we're collectively together in the room trying to do and make things happen, just to tell you, we have resources. We're starting young. We're dealing with, right now we run 2 STEM programs, 3 STEM programs in the Neptune School District. This is our 2nd year doing it. We've graduated 48 kids last year, 24 and 24, 2 different sessions. Our new one kicks off at the Gable School in February. Our summer camp will be our 4th year at.
Chris, explain what that is.
Oh, okay.
STEM.
Yeah. Science, technology, engineering, math. Now there's a component for arts, so it's really STEAM, but everything's been built around STEM. And so what we do is we have a group.
I just want to think about it.
Oh, okay.
You're confusing there.
So the STEM program, we take the kids, we wrote a grant, and we have 6 laptops, and we partner 2 kids each, 12 laptops, and we partner 2 kids to each laptop, and they work through programs together. They start with how to understand how things work in this world, and then we teach them. By the time they're done, they can code. They can actually code their own programs. And we started, just so you know, with 4th graders. And so awesome. Now we've moved down to 3rd grade, and the 4th graders' parents reached out and said, you just can't not leave us. What about our 5th graders? So we continue with those 5th graders to an advanced level. So now we have 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Gable School in Neptune. Because we wanted to start somewhere, and Dr. Crater was very helpful and very forceful in making sure that this happened. And so we're continuing to do that, and we thank her tremendously. And again, we want to bring that opportunity here. Real quick, we actually took 60 kids from around the U.S., from all different PAL chapters. I have access, as you can tell, in D.C., and I took them to places that they would never get a chance to go. I took them to the Customs and Border Patrol headquarters in the bottom of BWI Airport. And the reason why is not to see what they do, but to understand there's different jobs. And one of the jobs I want to do is see how behavioralists are trained to detect what people are up to or being deceptive and so on and so forth. And then I took them to Reagan International Airport, up into the FAA tower. But the thing that blew my mind, I'm gonna tell you, I'll be the first one. I walked in there and I was stunned, because 8 out of the 9 people working at FAA tower was black. Not only that, dreadlocks, tattoos, everything. Straight from Baltimore, and what happened was one of them got a job and told his friends and convinced them all, and now they all work there.
Wow.
And what blew my mind about that was, I've watched a lot of movies on TV, I ain't never seen a black air traffic controller. Just saying, you know. Yeah. But what I want to say is that what happened after that is then I took him to the back door entrance to the White House, and we had some visits. You know, this is when President Obama was there. And so what happened was there, I thought the conversation was going to be about the White House or about this or that. The conversation is about, how can I become an air traffic controller? These are kids who never thought about it. But we also introduced them to law enforcement officers from every walk. Homeland Security, Customs and Border Patrol, Secret Service, FBI, MPD. There's so many letters in DC, I could go on all day. But we had someone there from them, and then they realized that they came from the same streets I did. I can make it too. This is what the NBA players does, a conversation is, this is what the NFL is, and this is what we're doing at PAL, introducing them to opportunities, and so that they can see it, so that they can want it, and they have to earn it. And so collectively, we all work together. We start with young, we work them up, and we're directing them so that they don't need a GED until they graduate high school, but if they do need a GED, we know where to point them. So if nobody has that program, then we will start it, because we can do that. But if somebody already has it, I will direct our resources that way.
So could you help us, like the people in the room, like we want this in Asbury?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you need from us collectively to do to begin the process of getting that here? And I think that's important.
So the key things, anytime you do any type of program that's going to require curriculum building or education building, you're gonna have to have space that's quiet space where people can learn. And you have to have, so I'm running a brand new SAT program in Neptune, that's what I've got. It starts Tuesday and Thursday, next Tuesday, at the Sheriff's Building on the corner of 1825, Route 33, right across from the Walgreens. Yes.
When can Asbury get involved?
Yeah, that's.
Did you hear what I said? When I mentioned Neptune, I mentioned Asbury. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to wait till Monday.
You're gonna have to wait till Monday. I'm sorry, no, but that's why I wanted you to kind of express how could we get some of this started.
So this is, let me tell you why I'm here, because I made these comments to Lydell, didn't realize that Lydell wasn't gonna let my ear go. So, but he's right. So if we have a spot in Asbury, we can run that same program in Asbury on different days. Right? So, and that's what we need. You need space, right? Yeah. And we get that because I do understand the dynamic. Some kids from Asbury ain't going to Neptune. Some kids from Neptune ain't going to Asbury because they don't understand what we used to know. Because listen,
it was one.
All right, my son, put your fingers in your ears. No, I'm just kidding. Because my wife's from Neptune. But anyway, yes, you need space, and we can provide. I have the person that runs our SAT program runs a program at the Princeton Review. And he also administers the test. So we're just starting that in Neptune. We can talk about starting in Asbury sooner rather than later, because the next test is March 14th. And,
So we can start this?
Yeah, we can start it.
All right, don't play with us.
No, you have it. Listen.
No, we got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, listen.
Okay. You ain't getting out the room, man. You're not getting out the room.
Right. But what I'm saying, listen, I'm down for that because again, it's an opportunity, and if we can provide opportunities, that's why we're here. So. Listen, this conversation goes. This conversation goes
to approve beating the streets.
Yeah. This conversation goes both ways. Yes. And the reason why is a lot of times I have these conversations, and then when I go to call people, I don't get them back.
Not this group. We got one question here.
Mercy Center, we also have space indoor across from Pine and Second. There's a nice park that they built there that we did request permission to use as well. We need this. I've been a resident for 10 years. I am native of Puerto Rico, but I'm a first lieutenant in their Police Athletic League. I am a result of that program, and I loved it.
So during the hurricane, I have pictures. I was in Puerto Rico, and so what happened was I lost my stuff because y'all know what was going on in Puerto Rico. I have a little juice, so I took a radio and I directed all the trucks to come to the Police Athletic League in Puerto Rico. And my daughter's there right now handing out supplies to people in the earthquake area. Because one of the things that we have at PAL, real quick, how PAL is like, if you look at National PAL as a whole, we're one of the 4 best PAL chapters out there because we've been around for long and we figured it out. That's all. We figured it out. And what happened is we have the only disaster response team where we send kids to areas to help because we train them with Habitat for Humanity. We trained them with other organizations. We were in New Orleans since my son was there when he was 11 years old during Hurricane Katrina. and we train them. We built 5 houses in 5 days. We train the kids in how. We bring in people from all walks of life, carpenters, electricians, because not every kid's going to college. And trades are making money with no college debt. Remember that. So we bring those trades in to our kids, and they train them. And then when things happen, we take them on these trips. So we have that opportunity. But to make the SAT program happen, we need space. And I just need to talk to the SAT instructor and see what days he's available, and we go from there.
Well, I'd imagine with all the realignment of the schools and everything like that, obviously you guys.
But the high school is gonna remain the same.
You have plenty of space.
So can we work a meeting from this and go from there?
Absolutely.
So you guys will meet.
So so there's 2 parts of this that we'll kind of wrap this up on. One
He just told me to
is
stop talking. Y'all hear that?
they already know me. Everybody in here know how I work. They know I'm looking in time going, all right. So that's just me. So don't worry, Chris. Everyone that comes here and speaks, they get the same thing from me. So
You should have seen him with the Attorney General. He was basically telling him to. We got 10 more seconds.
Would you stop?
10 more seconds.
Oh, I will say though, I was just telling somebody before. Lydell tried to take the mic from her. She's like, "You better wait."
He was holding up his iPad with the timer on it.
Ranking on him.
So-
You know, he's a wonderful pastor. I love him like a little brother, son, nephew. All right.
wow, thank you. So 2 things, we need to schedule this meeting, and so before we leave here, we'll broker that. The second half, we did meet with Carl, and so I think we need that space because the current building doesn't have the educational space that we need to do for that collaboration. So
The kids are there instead of them having to go.
Correct.
no. The program the other half of the monies that we want to try to establish is the PALS program has been working currently with like 15 students. We want to get it up to 30. We want to get the monies. They have transportation issues. And from this group, this CDI, we want to get behind to get the current facility that's running over there up and just kind of moving at its full capacity with volunteerism as well. You know, Carl is a volunteer there, and he's been serving faithfully, and his passion is unmatched.
Behind Main Street.
Behind Main Street, Public Works building upstairs. They have a beautiful boxing ring, and it's a perfect environment to help kids get to their next level on this side when they can't work out anywhere. It's there, and we want to be able to provide that. So the second half of this is to kind of match resources to help fund this program to get it up and stronger than it is currently, and to get our police department behind it a little bit more. And they are behind it, but really just kind of getting the volunteerism there from our police department and those in the community that can help out. So those are the 2 things that we like to manifest out of this presentation that you hear today is, 1, thank you so much for bridging that. But the second half of it is also to stand behind Carl and to get that program running.
I didn't say
Go ahead.
that.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Am I that bad?
Okay. Look, we're not going to be much longer. Goodness. Go ahead.
Just really quick, because Prevention First has funding that we collaborate with PAL every summer, so I don't want to lose that. We still have that funding, where you meet at the Salvation Army, and we do life skills with the kids, which is decision making, peer pressure, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, and it's a 10-week program that we do there. So, and we always meet with them at the Salvation Army. We offer snacks, and we can also help with trips or anything you have in the summer. So I don't want to lose that.
Can we do that connection, Carl?
I don't see anyone
Okay.
in the room that we've worked with in the past with the police department.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure we don't lose that if you're going to be doing it in the summer or whoever's going to do it.
We'll connect that together.
We work with their hours because they're in the Salvation Army, so they tell us whatever hours they meet, and then we go there and we usually see the kids in the morning before they take a trip or before they do other stuff.
And I'm gonna take off my school hat, I'm gonna put my recreation hat on. There is a group of students that could probably benefit from that, and we're right around the corner. So if we could, bring those students over, that's more students being exposed to that.
They actually, PAL brings the students, we don't even bring the students. They usually transport
Which pals?
It's the Soar Program.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's Officer McAllister's program, summer program, and Baldwin. Yes. Okay. So we'll unite that together so that we can kind of bridge that together.
And I would also recommend that everybody start working in the silos.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yes. Yes.
All right.
So finally, the last program that we want to focus in on this year. So we want the pals. Go ahead.
Just real quick, this is my team for this area. This is Captain Mayfield, retired from Howell, Tori, and my son Chris, who y'all think looks better than me.
We didn't say that. We didn't say that.
I think I said it.
Yeah, you did. So out of this, those are two of the programs that we like to stand behind this year and kind of help get weight to. And I want to get to some of the people that are in the room because there's stuff that's going on this year that we want to be able to highlight. The last thing is the Rainbow Program, and I'll just simply say we met with, well, his name went out of my head. What's his name? Michael. And that came and he presented to us in December. He gave us a whole outlook of Rainbow. Rainbow is basically helping children and families kind of cope with difficult situations. It is a volunteer-based program that's faith-based, 14-week peer support program that we wanted to start here in Asbury. It's currently running in Freehold, Kingsburg, and Middletown, and Monmouth Beach, and we wanted to start a location here in Asbury. And so we began to work, and we're working on staffing it with the volunteers. We need a coordinator that would be willing to volunteer to help put it together, and then the counselors. So we are still meeting on that. So I won't kind of like throw it on the table here, but I'll let you know if you're interested in possibly serving in that capacity. And simply, it meets from 6 to 8 o'clock, and a counselor would be needed for like 1 hour. Like you'll be needed for 1 hour, and they train you on it. You get you go through the training on what's expected of you. You meet with the children. We had Miss Summerlin Peg, but she is doing so much. I didn't want to throw her venison in the fire. But we are looking to get this up and running. We've been meeting at the Family Success Center currently, and we're developing this program. And I won't kind of like throw it all out right now, but if you're interested in being a part of that team, we will be meeting again, and so I'm definitely going to have you at the next meeting. And so if anyone else is interested, if you please see me so I can put you on the list and come together as we develop that. And when we come back together in March, we should pretty much be ready to roll that program out. We're looking to roll it out by June. Our target date to roll this program out is by June, and so we're doing all the legwork in our meetings, and then but it will come out of this CDI that we're going to develop this coalition. And basically, for those who don't know what it is, when kids go through tragic or tragedy or situations, a loss of a parent, or it could just be something going on in the family, this Rainbow, they come to this session and they meet, and we meet with the parent and they counsel in a group setting and to learn how to cope with situations and tragedies that are in their lives. And we do kind of wraparound services to connect them to other things that they may not be getting because they're just kind of doing life, trying to cope with those tragedies and issues. And we felt like, I think at the last meeting, that was necessary in our area. So we began the process of meeting with the coordinator of Rainbow to bring this to our area. And so we've had about 3 meetings already, and now we just need to kind of identify someone, if you know of anyone that's interested in coordinating it, helping us run the program and getting it off the ground. Good. I do have more information on it if you're interested, and you're like, well, I need more. We do have some information on it, and I could send out, of course, additional information regarding that. Good. All right. With that being said, I'm going to jump. We need to get the, yeah, I know. Well, I had you already earmarked. It's the whole packet. But I didn't want to choose you. I wanted you to, no, I wanted your heart to feel the pressure of this. God bless you right there. See? So real quick, if I could, we're trying to schedule, we need to schedule dates. I have them on your agenda inside your packet. March 20th, it's every other month at our meeting times. In between, we'll probably be meeting, and I'll be grabbing some of you to kind of put together our executive board. Previously, we had a few of you that were on our executive team to help us organize a little bit, and we're going to restructure that and try to get some more volunteers to be a part of the executive team so that we can kind of work efficiently, more effectively and efficiently in this year. And so that'll be, if you're interested in filling that position, please also see me. So, I'm at the paper. So can we do March 20th at our office?
Yeah.
So the March 20th will be at our office here in Asbury, at the prosecutor's office in Asbury on
710 Main Street.
Yeah. But the other dates are open and like to have it at different locations. Of course, we like to move it around to other community agencies.
30 Ridge Court, and our new offices inside the housing authority at 30 Ridge Court.
So May 15th?
May 15th?
Sure.
That's a Friday. Is it a Wednesday?
She's in
You
2016.
2020. Okay, 30 Ridge Court in Neptune. And I will send this out as well. July 17th, anyone open?
If we ever, we never do
We're
it.
in West Long Branch, but we would love to host if everyone's on.
We'll go. It's okay with you? Yes, ma'am? Yeah, we're down.
I'll check with Pastor, see if we can do it again at Methodist.
Well, we still, but Long Branch is too far for y'all?
Have we ever done one at the schools? What about
It's right on 36, right next to
what about one at the
Kmart.
schools? Tough.
We're in July. Which one?
Whichever one. July, September.
I'm gonna put you in November.
All right, that'll work.
Yeah.
We probably should try to maybe go to Long Branch because we want to try to be inclusive in terms of our broader community.
Greater. Okay.
And,
I'm on board. We're gonna put prevention first down for July 17th. Is that okay for you guys? Okay. And I have one more, September 18th.
Unless you guys want to move back to.
I'm gonna send all this out to you. September 18th?
I loved when they were in Ocean. I love when they were in Ocean. The location was so much better. For me.
Which is it?
We have that as a
Restore?
All right.
Okay, and I have you as a backup, Trudy. Yeah, because we are going to need meeting space for breakout meetings. Okay. Yep. All right, we have our dates and our locations. I will send them out as a reminder to you. So at this time, is there events, situations, things that we could partner in that you have going on? And if you could just take this time out and give us pop-up testimonies of what you got going on. And if you could do the mic, it'd be great. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easier for the guys to catch on film.
Okay?
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Zena Summerlin. I'm not going to give you every title in every organization, but I'm just going to say community. One of our events that we actually have coming up, which is tomorrow, is a fundraiser that we're doing for Springwood Avenue Rising. We're actually going to be, there's 2 sessions at Kula Cafe. There's one at 8 o'clock and there's one at 10 o'clock. The fundraising money that we're actually raising is going to actually go towards creating a parade for June 27th of this year for the 50th anniversary of the riots on Springwood Avenue. The other event I have coming up is a walk in the park, and that's with the Lions for Healthy Asbury Park, which I'm also the co-director of. And this is what we do. We're actually bringing awareness into our community in regards to healthier ways of living and becoming healthier, eating, walking, you name it, we do it. This event is actually going to be at the Boys and Girls Club. We're actually going to do a walking tour, which is going to be hosted by Michelle Gladden. It's going to be a walking tour in the Boys and Girls Club. We're actually going to have Vision Works will come out and do a session with us. And we're also going to have somebody from kids that are going to come out and do a meditation session for us. I also want to plug May 16th, which is actually Alliance for Healthy Asbury Park. It's going to be AP Alive, which is our event that we do. This is our 2nd year doing it. And it's going to be from 1 to 5, and we're blocking off from Springwood and Atkins to the carousel on Lake Avenue. The next event we have coming up is February 8th, which is for seniors at the Senior Center On Springwood Avenue, we do a free brunch for all the seniors. They come in, they eat, they drink, they party, they hang out, listen to music for free. So anything that you need to know, I have business cards. I also have a card for Carl. Last year at a CDI meeting, one of your reps came and asked for donations of book bags for their students. Never came and got them. I still got book bags in my basement. So that's all my announcements.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ina Scheller from Community Affairs and Resource Center, representing Beatrice Osterhel. I just had a few announcements regarding Census 2020. Our agency is involved in partnering with the City of Asbury Park with regard to organizing the Complete Count Committee. I think hopefully most of you were part of the first meeting we had in December, and the second meeting is going to take place right here, 9:30 on Thursday, February 6th. Hopefully most of you are already on the emailing list that Beatrice is sending out, but if you're not, you could either contact her or myself. I have my card here to get on the invitation list. And I just got confirmed that every first Thursday of the month moving forward is going to take place right here. The second thing is Community Affairs and Resource Center. We have received a mini grant which enable us to do trainings with community organizations. And the money, with the money, we're able to provide lunch or refreshments. So if anyone is interested in hosting one of our presenters that can come and educate either your staff, your clients, or your community, please contact us as well. These events can go on January and February until the last days of February. And thirdly, I just wanted to say that we have flyers over there. There's still need for part-time employees here from the local community. There's still a lot of open positions, so please help spread the word. There's also job fairs that's going to be organized, and there's also a web page. So please just take the flyers over there and spread the word. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Everybody has it.
Get in there. Pastor Jackie Burgess. First, I'm talking from Gilmore House. We work with families of children with intellectual disabilities, usually up to 5 who haven't received services yet. We were having events at other locations inviting parents to come. That was not working. So if you have a parents group or you are aware of a group of parents who have children with intellectual disabilities, we don't care what age, as long as they're under 18, we will help them fill out the Perform Care application for free services. So we will come to you. The second thing, Pastor Akins is also a part of, the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness has an interfaith action committee, I can't remember, IAC. You can find out more about them from their website, but they are open to representatives of any faith community, and this is not a closed group. If you represent a faith community and you want to be involved, they will add you to their list, but they will come out to your faith community. There's grant money available for you to get security plans for your location, for your congregation. So look it up.
I think I have the flyer for that. I think I have the flyer for that, so if you need that, the Home Interfaith Advisory Council for the Faith-Based Grant and so forth for security.
Kate McCarthy, Prevention Coalition of Monmouth County. I'm the coordinator. 2 things that I wanted to just mention. Right now we're partnering with the New Jersey Counter Drug Task Force on a mapping initiative. This is specific to schools. And so what we're doing is we go inside the school creates a focus group of students. We kind of have a picture, like a map of the inside and the outside of the school, and we ask the students to point out risk and protective factors. The idea here is that we would then afterwards collect, analyze the data, meet with the administration, our coalition, and the task force, and get together to strategize and use the resources in our county to implement more protective factors. So for example, we all know vaping is a huge buzzword right now. It's a crisis issue that's happening. So we've met with some school officials who have said that, it's not in their budget where they can afford to have a vape detector inside of their bathroom. But our staff are trained in a curriculum called Don't Get Vaped In. So that's something that we can go in and bring that education and awareness to that community as an example. So that's one thing that we're doing, and we would love to be a part of any school district who would have us. Second, we have an athletes and opioids program. This is specific, obviously, to our athletes. Unfortunately, they can be a vulnerable population when we talk about opioids. So we go in, we actually did this at the prosecutor's office last year, where we had the prosecutor and myself present on the issues of what we're facing here in Monmouth County, and then also talking about alternatives, injury prevention, and all that kind of stuff, just so that we can educate our athletes, especially as they move on. And just some of the feedback that we've gotten from athletic directors or coaches is that the opioid issue might not be happening while they're in high school, while they're in middle school, but how many times have they heard that their former student has overdosed on something like this in their 20s? So this is also something that we offer, and we would love to come out. So I'll be here. If you want my card, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Would it benefit you to have a pro athlete speak to you?
I would love that.
So my son played professional soccer, he's sitting over here quiet. Payback.
I would love that, and I'll give you my card. And also, I bring a physical therapist with me because he'll speak more to the medical piece to this, and he can speak towards, you know, the preventative aspect as well. So I would love that. I'll give you my card.
We
Thank you.
appreciate that,
Thank
because
you.
we've actually tried to get someone to come out and speak, and they said, oh, we'll volunteer for $3,000.
Liza,
And then someone wanted to charge us $10,000. I'm like, we're a nonprofit. I'm sorry.
Kate and Liza, I have someone too.
No,
That
they said, I'm in retirement.
I didn't know you were looking for someone.
$3,000.
I can get someone for free.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hayes Evans from the Mercy Center. I'm the coordinator for the Fatherhood Program. Our Fatherhood Program services any father who is in need of support with working towards family reunification, family preservation, reunification, and if there's a risk of out-of-home placement. The program is also geared towards looking for fathers who need support with children who have emotional, physical, or behavioral challenges. And I want to plug our funder. Our funder is the Leroy Ann Warner Fund out of New York. We're funded by, my understanding is she's a former ACS judge, which ACS in New York is equivalent to our DIFAS here, or DCP&P here in New Jersey. So we have great funders that are taking us under their wing. We provide individual service plans, we provide individual counseling, mindfulness training, pretty much we try to do whatever it is that the father needs to help them keep their child, get their child back, or just co-parent amicably with the other parent. Okay?
Awesome.
I'm gonna leave the
Awesome.
flyers on the table with
Thank
my
you.
card. Thanks.
Thank you. And it would be awesome, and I don't know, Sue, do you have all these flyers here from these individuals? Okay, so if you have something, Sue is the great counterpart to, because she does run it through her database, but then her and I are gonna work together, because we're gonna be working on a marketing brochure, news magazine that we're gonna work on, and that was one of the things that came out of last year, that we'll be able to take all these services, put it in a magazine. I have to get confirmation from our funding person to just do the first 1,000 copies that we would just distribute throughout Asbury, Neptune, and that has all of these different programs that are available so that people in the homes can kind of get them, because sometimes there's a disparity or disconnect where they're not seeing it physically. They see it on Facebook, they get an email here and there, but we want to be able to kind of have something, a magazine from our area, from the greater Asbury Park Community Development Initiative, that tells the story of what resources are available. So.
And the Chamber of Commerce, is she still here? They
Like,
also.
the Sylvia.
They do a great job with their website also, having over 3,000 businesses.
Yes.
So we may want to.
Integrate that.
And let me hold you up 1 second. As much as anybody can put anything on this desk also, and that's good for council meetings and everything, but in the front lobby, we've added a large rack for brochures and everything that's half empty. So if anybody has any brochures, handouts they want to put in that, feel free, and if you need help, but it's just right there. As soon as you walk in City Hall, you'll see it, and it is a good place where everybody walks by every day.
Thank you, I actually do.
Thank you.
Good morning again. My name again, Arlene Vieira Cruz. I'm a victim witness for Asbury Park, victim witness advocate. I just wanted, we do presentations, but since I have new faces here, I wanted to read really quick what are the services that I provide, because this is my catchment area, and I want people to be familiar with what we do. So other than presentations for children, adults, victims of a crime, that's what I deal with. We do community education information about crime victims' rights, emergency justice related assistance, civil assistance. We have obtaining protection orders. I will do car accompaniment, I will do transportation, I will do any type of assistance with that same criminal or civil justice. We know what agencies are working with us here, so we'll refer it out to other agencies here. Interpreting services, fully bilingual, English and Spanish. So we do assist a lot with our immigrant population, as well as anyone who is still a United States citizen, but actually speaks Spanish only. Victim advocacy with law enforcement, as well as any other agencies like social services. Sometimes after a victimization, people are very scared, and it's nice to have somebody actually literally hold your hand, be there for you emotionally. And that's pretty much some of the services that we actually provide. We're here at 1104, 06, and 08, which is the also Family Resource Center. So we're here to serve.
Thank you. Thank you.
Main Street. All right.
Good morning again, Yvonne Clayton, City Council, and I just want to invite everyone and anyone to come to a free community luncheon that's going to take place on Saturday, January 25th, and it's going to happen at the Senior Center at 1201 Springwood Avenue. Again, all are invited. The hours are 12 to 2:30. And also, because Monday is the day we recognize the Martin Luther King birthday, we want to invite everyone to come to Holy Spirit Church, where there will be a service, and it also starts at 12 o'clock. And as added incentive to come, the guest speaker that day is Reverend Van Sant from Second Baptist Church.
Woo! All right.
Just a quick announcement. My name is Janice Hughes. I'm the coordinator for college and career readiness and for the Asbury Park School District. We are currently developing our Career Day Job Fair. We had it last year. It was amazing. A lot of community people came out. We had a lot of speakers come out. So I just want to put a plug out there. If anybody's interested or available to come, it's going to be the last week of April. The actual date is not secure yet, but I know it's in that last week of April. And if you're available and you would like to come and pour into our youngsters, tell them about your career, that's the classroom, that's the presentation in the classroom. And then we also have where we have tables set up where our vendors, our merchants come out and they actually vet students for summer jobs. So that's coming the last week of April. So I will have that coming up. But I wanted to make sure I say it today because our next meeting is not until March. So I wanted to put that in your ear. I have cards. If you need to get in touch with me, I will give you a card. And also, I was just at an event today with the YMCA. It was amazing. In celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King, they actually, on their page, they actually have a whole weekend of activities to celebrate him. So please check that out. And that was on there. So if you don't have anything to do, please let's go celebrate.
The event at the end of April, is that daytime or nighttime?
It's in the daytime.
Okay, don't make it nighttime or else Leisha and Cassandra won't tell to you if it's on the 30th.
I would not do it.
Okay. Okay.
Just one thing, very quickly. Neptune is celebrating their.
Say in the mic. Talk in the mic.
Talk
in the mic.
And Donna, why don't you introduce
Neptune
yourself
is-
because you got here late.
And realize you're on TV.
You know, I will say this one thing. I am so glad you all are over there at 30 Ridge. I really am, and it's so great to meet you finally because Eugene Stewart talks about you and what PAL is doing. And if you need any support from the community, I'm your group. I'll tell you.
Introduce who
we'll
you
make
are.
it happen for you.
Tell
Anyway,
them who you are.
I'm Diana.
It's okay.
And-
You're good.
I'm Diana, and I'm from Midtown Urban Renaissance Corporation, which is a nonprofit in Neptune, who was developed 20 years ago, all right, to advocate for the redevelopment of Westlake Avenue. One of the reasons why I come to these meetings, because the majority of you here are from Asbury, is because I grew up in the Midtown community, and whatever happens on the west side of Asbury Park happens in the Midtown community of Neptune. There are no boundaries, there are no separations, it is what it is. So I always advocate for this area and the relationship with Asbury Park, but I will tell you this, what they are doing with PAL, I am so happy that is happening in Neptune. I do need to talk to you further as far as what's happening over there at the Sheriff's Department, all right, in that building, to find out what's going on there. But I will say one thing very quickly, and that is we are celebrating our Black History Month program on February 15th. We are very proud of our speaker this year, who is Michelle Rice, who is the general manager of TV1. And those of you that don't know TV1, that is Kathy Hughes' station, and she is the general manager for them. She is a graduate of Neptune High School. She went to Ridge Avenue School. She graduated from my alumni, which is Temple University, so I was ecstatic to have her here. And I want you to know in Asbury, she wanted to stay at your hotel. So, yes, we are from 12. It's from 12 to 3. She is our speaker. Our children will be performing. We always include the Technical Dance Academy of Asbury Park, who comes every year and supports us. So as far as we're concerned down in Midtown community, there is no separation. We love you guys. We are. So it's all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, this is Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, so you already heard about
Yeah,
Monday.
excuse me, sir. Your time is up. Those preachers, man, my gosh. Gee. All right, go ahead, Pastor.
As the preacher does, I have like 3 different closings.
You know what? You're right there. Go ahead.
Say, I'm almost done. But tonight at 7 p.m. At the Monmouth Reformed Temple in Tinton Falls, Second Baptist Asbury Park, we all come together. It's a Sabbath celebration. It's a wonderful time. It really it highlights the relationship that Dr. Martin Luther King had with Rabbi Heschel. And so, and we reenact that, Rabbi Mark Klein and myself. And then our guest speaker is, or the speaker for the night is Reverend Nicole Harris. And so it's going to be a wonderful time to invite all of you all to come out tonight at 7 p.m. This evening at Monmouth Reformed Temple. And then at Second Baptist Church, we have our Martin Luther King Sunday with the Zeta Epsilon Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha. Partnership with them, but Dr. Gil Caldwell, this is his kind of last hurrah before he moves up. This is he says his farewell something to Asbury Park before he moves to New Brunswick for good. And so invite you all to come, but immediately afterwards we're going to have a reception where we just kind of share words of love and appreciation for all that Dr. Caldwell has done and meant to this community. And then what else? Oh yeah, that's right. Second Baptist Long Branch. That's right. The Martin Luther King Guild has a 3 p.m. Service at in Long Branch. All right.
So we had to put the press on him. That's his third. That's your final closing, Miss Michelle.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Gladden again. I just wanted to put out a brief call to all the members in this room who have a network in your communities. I have a few initiatives where we're going to be asking for participation of young artists in the community. So please, if you know somebody that's talented, whether they're a high school student or a young adult or in their 90s, that's a talented artist, we need local community artists for a couple different initiatives, including the commemoration of the 50th anniversary, our Springwood, right, yes. So please do reach out to me. I think most everyone here knows the different handles I can be reached under, but it's imperative we want to get community artists, not people from Connecticut or Wisconsin.
And you definitely want to reach out to Diane Shelton.
I'm saying this on behalf of Diane Shelton, who could not be here because we work together.
She's in
yes,
in
and
that
she has charged me to do this.
Okay.
So. She's my boss.
Gotcha.
Do you want visual and
the arts. All right. Yeah, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for all our new guests. We will see you in March.